All right. Good evening, everyone in the community here. Welcome to the exclusive ARK Ecosystem AMA live stream. I'm your host today, Owen. You guys can call me Owen. Today, I'll also be stepping up as a community representative, bringing the hottest topics straight from the community to get some straight answer for y'all. All right. Next, let us welcome the visionary leading our charge into the AI and Web3 spaces. He took our algorithmic non-stable coin from V1 all the way to V3. And now he's the guy steering the ship to build ARK into a civilizations level platform, Dr. Carmelo. Let us welcome Dr. Carmelo to our live.
Hi everyone, Carmelo is here. It's great to talk to you again. And as he said, Owen is going to lead the things for the community today. And I will do my best to answer your question as clear as possible.
All right, awesome. Hi, Dr. Carmelo. So, let's just dive right in. So,
Cheers.
today we're going to have a lot of tricky questions, yeah? So, the first question, all right, let us start with a very big picture here first. The last few months have been absolutely insane that like OpenAI model, like the Cloud, like the super popular open core AI that literally control your computer is still like a scientific movie, like in the future, right? But people in the group talking about this new tech like every single day. Literally, you can see like in all sort of social media talking about AI. But over here, you as a veteran in this space, when you look at this crazy market, do you see any like major pain point?
Well, that's a great question, Owen. It's true that this AI boom is wild, and I'm watching these new products daily, things like OpenCloud and, O1 are definitely mind-blowing. And the tech is moving way faster than most people thought anyway. But I see a clear problem here. All these amazing AI tools mostly benefit just the big tech companies, think about it. Big companies like OpenAI, Google, Meta are getting stronger and more valuable. But what about regular people like us, apart from saving some times of work, it's very hard for us actually to make money from this AI wave. So that's my main issue. AI is at the center of a huge shift. But in today's system, every people have almost no chances to benefit from it. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. Like a lot of people like get hype about these like AI product, the capability of those AI, but the big company take all the profit, take all the cashes. So like in this structural problem, like how did it actually happen? Like,
Well, the problem is that, the AI world today is not really fair. Most of these systems are built, behind closest door by these big giant, companies. And every time, you ask a question or you fix a mistake or even give it a feedback, you are basically helping improving the AI for free. So you are giving, real input and data. And what happens is that, the AI gets better, the company becomes more valuable, but you don't get anything, back from that. Yeah. And that's the issue with today's AI. It mostly work in one direction. The company gains while, regular people don't see much benefit.
Yeah, true. Totally agree on that. Well, yes. Also, and when we're looking at the market data, how big is the potential for the AI, like AI plus Web3 spaces like among all those AI big company, still for regular people like me, like us, is it still worth like going all in this industrial?
Well, let me share some simple numbers, right? If you think about it, the global AI market was approximately 200 billion in 2023, right? And it could reach approximately 5 trillion by 2033. So is basically like 25 times bigger in 10 years. And at the same time, Web3 had around 580 million users in 2023. And it could grow to 1 billion, approximately by 2030. Now, if you combine these trends, right, the total market by 2035, let's say, it could be, around 12 trillion. So, it means that it's going to be bigger than the top 3 public companies in this world, even combined. So, but as I said before, the real question is, how do we get a share of that?
Yeah, true. Like, for a quick question here, yeah, like among all those like big companies with the stat that you provide just now, like what is the ARKIEai here, and how did the community or regular people like me like really benefit into it? How do we really get in hand on it?
Well, traditional AI mainly takes value from users, right? While the Web3 is about building and sharing together. What we want is that, the value created by our system, goes back to everyone that is involved in a clear and transparent way. Instead of, having the few big players getting the most of the benefits like is now, we grow the system together and we reward people getting the most of the benefits like is now. We grow the system together and we reward people based on what they actually contribute. And when you combine a tool that makes people more efficient and a network as well, where people can, work together and trust the system, I think you create a big new opportunity. AI helps people moving faster, right? And the Web3 at the same time makes this easier, with collaboration, rewarding people fairly, and grow at scale.
The concept sound awesome, but I'm guessing. Yeah. But what is the actual product? If I'm not wrong, is it the ARKIEai that everyone been waiting for it, right?
Yeah, it could be. It could be.
So how do you define, if it's ARKIEai, how do you define ARKIEai? Is it a fundamental different from the generic AI wrapper out there, like compared to other AI?
Yeah, that's another good question. Well, ARKIEai is not just one of these basic chat tools that you often see around, and let me explain. So ARKIEai, I will explain it in 3 simple points, right? So the first point is, it's your entry point, for regular people anyway, into our ARK ecosystem. So you don't need to know anything about crypto or AI. If you can just chat, you can use it anyway. There is nothing to learn about it, right? Now, the second point is that ARKIEai actually, does things for you. It doesn't not just give you, advice. Because if you look at most of the AI tools, only tells you what to do, right? But you still have to do it by yourself. ARKIEai acts more like a personal digital assistant. Sorry. It can analyze data, review project, spot risks, and also, write and check also code, and the only thing is that it will always ask your permission, to carry out the action. And the third point, that in my opinion, that's the most important, is that ARK is not controlled by any company. It improves while, people are using it. And when you use it and give it feedback, it obviously gets better. So you are not just a user, but you are also helping building it.
Okay. Well, it sounds so powerful. And then you did mention that it's trained and built by the community, not by the one company, right?
Yeah.
So at this point, like, what's the rollout plan look like? Like, when can the community actually get their hands on the ARKIE, since it's built together with the community itself?
Well, we have a clear 3-step plan right now, right? The phase 1 is make the experience work smoothly, right? And with that, I mean that that is what we're focusing right now, and the goal is to improve, ARKIEai, so that the first time you use it, you think, wow, this is really working, And the phase 2 is to grow the ecosystem, We will launch a marketplace where, developers can add their own custom agents and everyone can share the value created, basically. And this is where, ARKIEai moves from a single product to a full platform, basically. And the phase 3 is, building the foundation, right? And so that is for the long run, building the foundation, right? And so that is for the long run. ARKIEai aims to become, the system that, connects AI and Web3 globally.
So just now you did mention like building and training together, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So on technical skill, like level, how does that actually work? Well, I'm not in this industry, but it sounds great in theory, but how does it really put it off? How is it going to go?
Well, I will keep it simple, right? ARK's tech stack is built in layer, right? Right now, we mainly use smart contracts and existing blockchain tools to track who's contributing, the AI, the AI training data, and to distribute rewards as well. And every time, obviously, you use it or give feedback, that action is, it gets recorded on chain as a proof of contribution. In the middle terms, we will build a stronger, AI collaboration protocol, so that basically different AI agents can communicate, work together, and also handle payments automatically. And for the long terms, we want to create, an AI native, public chain, designed specifically for, AI agents, identity, trust, and payments as well. But as I say, that will come later anyway. Right now, the focus is simple, make ARKIE AI experience really solid, so that, people can actually feel the value of this, building and improving together loop. Yeah. And, as I've been saying, technology should always serve the product, not the other way around.
Yeah, I agree with that. So basically, you mean that we are actually building a product, the killer product first, like massive boom product for all the users to actually can easily dive in without so complicated skills or so on. And also in between, we let the tech evolve naturally, right?
Yeah.
So,
correct.
So like, what's the tech stack is ARKIEai running on right now?
Well, currently, ARKIEai is running on an established large AI models, combined with our, custom training and fine tuning. But on the blockchain side, we are using, as I say, the smart contracts, obviously to handle, the core stuff like users' contribution point and revenue sharing. Our playbook is, nail the business loop first. Nail the business loop first, and then upgrade the base stack. So, I don't think users right now really cares what, blockchain is running under the skin. I think that they just care, if the AI actually, serves them and also make them money. And, once we reach a large user base and we have also enough data, we will build deeper AI native infrastructure, because I believe that by then there will be real demand for it.
Yeah, definitely. So it makes sense though, but from what I heard, it's just basically building an economy for AI, right? But in the sense of the other way, how do we actually make sure that this system is sustainable?
Yeah, well, that's where our ecosystem flywheel comes in. Let me explain the loop there, right? So now, when we have more usage, right, obviously we will have a smarter system. At the same time, we will have more stable revenue in our ecosystem. And from there, we will also have, constant ecosystem upgrade, and that will bring, in our opinion, more people will join, right?
Yeah.
Now, to break it down, right? The ARK ecosystem makes money from three main sources, right? The AI tools fees, for example, subscription, pay as you go, or premium features, right? Also from the B2B services like APIs or private deployment, and the protocol fees that are transaction cards, marketplace fees, and all the ecosystem charges, right?
Yeah.
So now, as everyone knows, every app in the ecosystem run fully on ARK tokens, right? So a portion of these ARK that we earn obviously is burned right away, and that is to reduce supply, and the rest is basically converted into stable coins that it serves to fund the ecosystem, like the treasury, paying developers, and buying more computing power as well.
Yeah.
And obviously again to improve also the product. So in a way, it keeps feeding itself and getting stronger all the time.
So basically, you're saying that we actually built like ARKIEai together with the V3 model, with a very strong foundations to collaborate with each of every module together, and also makes the whole module, the models, bulletproof, right?
Yes.
So on this part, when can we actually start using? Is it be able to let us know? Like, because this is most of the community been asking lately. Like, when is our ARKIEai out? When is our ARKIEai release? Yeah.
Well, I can give you a clear timeline. Yeah.
Oh,
so let me share some good news. All right. So we are planning to launch, the core ARKIEai next month, basically. And it will be both, on Google Play and Apple Store. And that is, is a big, huge news, because that will put us in front of users worldwide,
Yeah.
And this is, for us as a team, is a major milestone, And I think, you guys have been waiting so long, so that you finally be able, to try this feature now. And and I can also say that, early testing feedback been very, very strong, especially on the, Web3 agent features. Who's been trying it is very, very exciting, for that. And another point I want to highlight is that, the user experience, that is really smooth. It's even smoother than we expected, basically.
Oh my God, I can't wait. Next month, like finally. Oh my God, that is awesome news.
We are finally getting there.
Finally. News.
We are finally getting there.
Finally. I knew.
We are finally getting there.
Finally. I assume that all the community that join our ARMIA Live is so excited. So does it mean that like the community will get the first step on trying out ARKIEai?
Well, that's correct. So next month, as I said, we will launch, it will include, the launch will include some, all the features, the core feature that I mentioned before, right? But initially will, be released for a small group, But as I said, I can't really wait, to see what the community think about it, because as we all know, real AI progress only happens when the real people are using it at scale, right? Yeah. So finally, we can see our work. I mean, everything how it comes out, right? Yeah. So next month it will be really a big, huge turning point for the ARK ecosystem. I can say that.
Yeah, definitely. We are in need of that. We are waiting for so long, like finally. Oh my God. Yeah. And also, beside the launch, I have heard also some news, right? I think you got something moving up, line up for the massive marketing move, right? On offline meeting, isn't it?
Yes, that's true. I think, let me share this with, right? We will be focusing on the Asian market because obviously is a region that we are betting on, right? Yeah. And the main reason is because Asia currently has the highest mobile internet usage rate in the world. So that numbers, don't lie. And this is where, the most active and tech will be hitting, the ground running across Asia and several other countries anyway. And, I just don't mean, to showing up as a quick PR stunt. What I'm going to do is honestly, putting myself in these markets, and understanding how local, use the apps and looking also, real local partnership. For example, related to compute and also, for tech and expansion as well. We are launching our global business expansion starting, from Asia. And it's not just about pushing the product, right? It is more about, building a real localized network.
Great. Well, I'm probably going to see you in Asia again. Well, last time we met in Hong Kong, I learned so much from you, though. Well, thanks again. Well, it sounds like you're very super confident in the Asia market. But why is the actual marketing playbook here? Is it, user acquisition is very incredibly expensive right now. And a lot of people hate downloading new apps. How do we going to get past that? Because in Asia, each of the countries have their own social media, own applications, right? But when you come up with a new app, it usually takes a lot of time and effort to make all the users to really download or to really use it. So how do we going to pass that?
All right, that's another great question. Now, let me tell you that we figured out this long ago, right? Our approach is completely different. We are not going to force anyone to download, a new standalone app. Our core strategy is, seamless integration and deep social reach. To put it simple, right? Wherever a user spend the most time on their phone, that is exactly where ARKIEai will be, basically.
So, I got what you mean, but what does this integration actually look like? I don't have the picture. Can you give me some example? I'm not in this area.
Don't worry. I will give you an easiest example, all right? So let's say you are a guy in Malaysia, right? And let's say you are using WhatsApp all day, to text your friend or family, right? Now, soon you will just need to add, a contact name, Arkie, on your WhatsApp. And from there, you will be able to text, Arkie as a friend, right? Now, for example, you can text Arkie, let's say, Arkie, check the Bitcoin market for me today, right? If the short-term trend looks good, or if I can go ahead and open, let's say, a long position from my wallet, right? Now, Arkie is going to analyze everything and text you back with something like, market is being checked, Bitcoin is trending up right now. It's giving you also, it's going to give you, for example, the trade preview generated. And after that, we will ask you, to confirm, to authorize everything, right? Now, once you tap confirm, right, everything is done. I mean, that is how it's going to work. And, through this entire process, you don't need, obviously, to download a single app. You don't need to learn a new interface, and you literally just send, a message on WhatsApp. So, in few words, right, we are turning, ARKIEai into APIs and plugins that basically lives directly inside, the world's biggest social apps like, Telegram, Line, WhatsApp, and also, let's say, Talk. Yeah. So whatever you use as a hub to text your friends is basically exactly where you're gonna talk to Arkie. That it will be your digital agent.
Wow, hold on. Are you saying that we don't need an actual app, and then our ARKIEai will actually live directly in all those big social media, like social app, like among all those countries, regardless any country that they are used to use, like for example, like Malaysia is using WhatsApp. So basically, input ARKIEai directly into a plugin, like an expansion, right?
Yes.
Wow, that is a genius move. My God.
Yeah, it is.
But still, this is one of the questions. Yeah, why start with Asia? Is there any like strong backing data or strategy that back that up?
Well, there are three main reasons. So the first one is that is the mobile internet penetration in Asia, right? That is the highest on the planet right now. If you think about it, like South Korea's social app penetration is approximately 95%, right? Yeah. Line usage in Japan is approximately 80%. And if you look at Malaysia, for example, right, WhatsApp penetration is approximately 85% to 90%, right? So these numbers are top tier globally, is something really big. Now, the second point is that, users in Asia are naturally, close to Web3 concept, like, play to earn or even, co-build to profit, right? Yeah. And the third point is that, Asia is the fastest growing market right now. If you think about it, like India alone has 530 million WhatsApp users and it's still growing anyway. So yeah, those are the reasons why.
I see. So basically, I have a big balls of imagination. Yeah. So basically, you're saying that we're gonna infiltrate all those audience, the populations, by piggybacking on those tech giants that already have billions of users, by just using the API to plug in ARKIEai and live among all the country with the social app.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the most important lesson, that we learn going from V1 to where we are today.
Yeah.
And I'll be totally real with you guys, right? I don't care how incredible your tech is, If it's not user friendly and if it doesn't, fit how people naturally use their phone, you're just building it for yourself at the end of the day. Because I've seen, too many projects with white paper that look like, a college textbook. But, at the end, the users can't even, figure out how to install the wallet. So those projects, in my opinion, are dead on arrival. So that's why, ARK is taking an opposite approach, right? We don't try to, teach the market. We work with, how people already behave and support it. So if we focus on the right users, right, instead of forcing people to learn, we just, need to meet them where they are and give them, the tools, to make them stronger.
Yeah, totally agree on that. It makes sense though. It's really like fastest way to really approach the audience with the lowest education period, right? Yeah, I agree with what you say. Like a lot of white paper is thicker than the college textbook. That is crazy.
Yeah,
I totally agree with that. Like fully. Like OpenClaw itself. I'm not a coder, but if I want to use OpenClaw, I need to learn the code. I need to learn the prompt to install it.
Yeah,
There's no app for me. Well,
that's
Yeah, agree, right? So on this part, Dr. Carmelo, to wrap it up, I want to ask the most practical question, like directly from community, yeah? Like, since our ARKIEai is coming out next month with the ecosystem flying wheels and all sort of the tech that really, like, we are expecting, so we can't wait for it. But at this point, what should regular folks like us, like from the community, be doing right now? How do we get into this? Should we do anything?
Well, I thought about this a lot, and it really comes down to three simple things at the end. Is use, train, and hold. And by saying that is first use it, right? If you hold ARK, you don't need. You need to use it. In ARKIEai, don't just sit on your bags, doing nothing, because obviously the value is generated by usage, right? Now, not by just waiting around. So the more you use it, the better you understand the system, and the stronger, your position in the ecosystem becomes over the time. Now the second, it was training, right? So you every single time you use it and you correct, a typo or give a feedback, you are literally making ARKIEai smarter, right? So the more people jumps in, the faster, ARKIEai evolves, and that's basically, what we need. That is hard coded in our system, right?
Yeah.
Now, the third, it was hold, right? Now, as I've been saying many times, even the past AMAs, all long terms, and let the ecosystem compound interest, do the work, right? Your sports right now decide how big your slice of our pie, will be later, right?
Yeah.
So obviously, I know that early adopters gets the heaviest weight, right? But that's how every successful ecosystem in history has worked. So to some, these three words, is the easiest way, for every people, for everyday people anyway, to take part of this AI plus Web3 wave. You don't need to be a coder or be rich. You just need to do these three simple things, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with that. But just on my side here, because I've been going through with the community quite a lot, but it happens a lot that when user do really focus on use, train, and hold, like as you say, the tree is a very simple thing, but it's a very powerful tree magic word. But look at the upside. A lot of people doesn't have the vision of the ceiling when we are talking about ARK. they don't know like how far or how high can it go. And this part, how do we going to solve that?
All right. So let me give you an example, right? During the last bull run, right, the V1, let's say, Olympus DAO, it hits, a massive approximately 4.5 billion market cap. I mean, sorry, in liquidity pool, right?
Yeah.
And that was basically, with a primitive model, right? A quite weak, tokenomics and zero ecosystem, basically, right? Yeah. Now, what ARK has been bringing to the table since we started, right? We are talking about, present in over 35 countries since July 2025. So in less than a year, right? And that brought us hundreds of thousands of users already onboarded. And also, we have a complete AI and Web3 ecosystem. And as a last but not least, we have a bulletproof tokenomics that, is being battle tested from V1 all the way to V3. So, based on how we see AI and Web3 growing, right? If we can get just, let's say, 0.2 to even 0.5, of the market, by, let's say, 2035, that means that, we have, we're going through from 6 to 13 billion, in yearly net profit, right?
Wow.
With that, like, 10 to 20x multiply, that will put us, our value between 56 billion to 244 billion, right? So, ARK, everyone can see, is not starting from zero, right?
Yeah.
We have already a user base. We are combining, we are combining it with strong, V3 mechanism, and we are also aiming, to go well beyond, what V1 achieved before. So yeah, that's our ceiling.
That is crazy. By only just get 0.2% to 0.4%, we can get
that's
up to
huge.
244 billion. Oh my God, that is a very high ceiling. So basically, as you say, that which means that ARK here with ARKIEai, it's just starting. It's not even close to the ceiling.
Obviously, we are just at the beginning anyway.
Wow! And together with the very strong mechanism, V3 mechanism, with the AI platform. I assume,
and a good user base. That is a big point as well,
Yeah, it's gonna be a very long-term game here.
Yeah.
Well, to finish up here, because I assume that our AMA is coming to an end. Well, to finish up, Dr. Camelo, come on, hit the community with a very last thought.
Let's say that greatness is a long-term game, right?
Yeah.
If you look at let's say Elon Musk, right? He spent like 20 years on SpaceX to get Starlink where it is now.
Yeah.
If you look at, let's say, Sam Altman, he spent almost a decade on OpenAI before ChatGPT boom hit, right? Now we are building ARK, taking from V1 up to V3, and building ARKIEai ecosystem. So I think we are building a genuine civilization level platform right now. So as I've been saying many times, this is not a quick pump and down. This is a long-term play that can actually change regular people's life in the long run. And I generally hope that everyone that is tuning in today stick with us for the whole ride.
Thank you. That is a very, very big last thought lesson. Well, hopefully everyone that in this AMA live note that down. Greatness is a long-term gain. Well, once again, thank you, Dr. Camelo, for those great news. And wow, ARKIEai is coming up next month. I can't wait. And also, good to see you in the Asia market next month. All right. Well,
I will see you soon there.
Yeah, Dr. Camelo, for keeping us real with us today. Once again, thank you, and also answering the community sharpest question. Well, we covered we covered all those information that you've been sharing with us today. I'm going to do a very quick recap for the key takeaway for everyone else in this AMA Zoom. Is that all right? And if it's anything, then you just let me know if something wrong. All right? So over here, I have 5 key to share with everyone in this AMA, all right? So the first one is ARK is here to break the big tech AI monopoly and turns AI industrial and Web3 industrial system that we build together and profit together, which is decentralized. Instead of it go back all the cash and profit back to the giant tech company. And second, ARKIEai isn't just a chat box. It's a digital agent that can actually does actual work for every single regular people, acting as a gateway into ARK ecosystem, right? And to come forward with the third key point is, it also grows the hack and seamless integration, though like deep social reach, which is plugin or expansion straight into the world's biggest social app to reach half of the planet population. So instead of installing a new product or installing a new app and with a very big textbook of guidance and white paper, we just blend in, just piggybacking into all social apps. And also, on the fourth key point here is a very, very incredible, massive news that all of us in the AMA here waiting for it. ARKIEai set to drop on Google Play and also Apple App Store next month. And plus, again, see you in Asia and wish you all the best hitting the road on the major business across Asia, Dr. Camelo. All right.
Thank you.
So, and then lastly, nonetheless, very simple magic 3 word. Use, train, and hold. As just now, Dr. Camelo mentioned about the ceiling. We are just started, not even close to the ceiling. So when we use and train and hold in between, we're going to create a greatness long-term game here. So for advice here, I highly recommend everyone that join our AMA here watching the replay few times and also share this AMA live record for your friends that couldn't join or haven't joined, all right? And really replay it a few more times and sink in and stick with ARK, stick with ARK here, all right? And understand the criteria, the vision, the invest with confidence, and also keep the long game, all right? See you guys all at the top since our AMA is coming to the end. And thanks everyone for joining us today. And again, Dr. Camelo, thank you for sharing with us all the statistics and all the news and ARKIEai. I just can't wait. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you everyone for joining us. And don't forget, let's build ARK together.
All right. Thank you everyone again for joining us today.
Thank you.
Let's keep the chat going on the group. All right. See you guys in Asia. Welcome to the new generation of ARK.
Bye-bye.
All right. See you guys.